Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the technical trader at thetechtrader.com. These are the charts of the day. It's Thursday, the 24th of September. Market's still very difficult. We're seeing a lot of pressure, but we did have a nice rally in the afternoon. Some of the biotech stocks we follow and a few others were good trades today. Take a look at Conatus, CNAT, which has just exploded from 3.5 to 7, doubling in the last 3 or 4 weeks. In particular, the last 3 or 4 days when it's exploded from the, let's call it 4.5 area to 7.12 today. Now, it did back off dramatically. It was up on the day only a dime, so it was a big reversal day potentially. But we want to see whether or not it consolidates in that zone or just takes off and starts to run again. My target's going to be 8.5. Beyond that is a possibility we could see this stock all the way up in 11-12 zone. But let's see what we get going forward. Big volume today of 11.6 million. Plus 9.6 days to cover short. Diamond Foods, well, a particularly strong surge today takes it up into key overhead resistance. Here, here, and here. And you can see the thrust today was 298 or almost 10%. And the 1,000,003, the biggest volume since June. If you get any follow through at all, and the stock makes it through 33, 33.75, 33 and 3/4, we'll be right there. You can see that quickly move into the mid and then high 30s. EDAP, well, a stock that ran nicely last year, and then for the balance of this year, it was just going sideways in the consolidation zone until the last 3 or 4 weeks when it exploded from about 275, ran up and flagged, and today broke out of that flag and may very well be headed to 6 short term, and the secondary target is going to be about 7, 7.25. Good volume today for that stock, plus 15 days to cover short. NYMEX, well, the top of the long range channel was hit the way I've drawn it off of that here, there, and there. And as it spiked up, it reached up towards that 437 area and then backed off to 406. So it's still up 36 cents, but it gave back half of its gains. It was up nearly 20%. It closed up under 10. Still, with momentum the way it is here, we can see that stock at 5.25 and then 6. STRP with a big pop today, jumping $7 to 42 even. High for the day, closed going away. This looks like a stock that wants to run into the low 50s. At this point, I'm considering today a major breakout. And I'm looking at the long-term pattern as potentially something that, as I said, could get to 55, 56. That's going to be my target, but the short-term target is 49. VBLT, well, after the big run-up and a nice little pullback, held the gap. Today it exploded from 884 to 1172 before backing off to close at 1106, up 180. That's nearly 20%. And with a small 2.3 days to cover, we still need some more upside. There is resistance at 12, and then my targets at 14 and 16.5, 3/4. VTAE, really like the way it exploded here on volume and technicals. Formed a nice little coil, pop, pull back, and now it's moving again. If you can get up through 1728, today's high 1736, or slightly above that, I'm looking for the stock to go to 20, 20.5 short term. Believe it or not, that's it for the longs. On the short side, I'm going to take a quick look at some of our shorts. CEB, certainly coming down, bear wedging and then bear flagging. I'm looking for another wave down that takes this to about 63.4. CMPR broke and has had a rising wedge for about 6, 7 weeks now. If and when this breaks, this could be ugly and quick down into the mid-60s, maybe even 60. Sayana Shore, after the head and shoulder top broke and it came down hard, rebounded, did about a 50% retrace to resistance. You can see the rollover. I'm looking for a move to test 28.9. Beyond that, this could be down in the 22.3 range. Data Tableau broke, wedge, broke, and wedge, and then broke again. Now, after 5 waves down, it may have some additional upside, but I'm not so sure. The way it looks now, I think if the market is weak, we could see 75 in the stock down here. And by the way, just a couple days to cover. Deckers, with 8.5 days to cover, is absolutely falling apart. The massive top here broke for many months. The stock consolidated a range, and then it broke down and snapped back. The snapback initially looked like this, a wedge. Then it broke and retested and came up into what looks like a big, let's call it consolidation range, or big flag. Anyway, that broke down, and just based on my projections alone, we could see this stock near 50. Stay tuned on that. Manpower, well, rolling over, broke here, wedge there. We noted it, put a swing on it. It's working, because it's been down for the last 6 days. And headed for a retest of the August lows that were down around 81. We get to that, we can see the stock at 76. MNK continues to act well for us. Breaking down here, bear wedging and bear wedging again. It has had 5 legs down. It is at resistance, long-term support, but any break here and there, and we can see the stock move towards mid-50s now. That would be my next target. QLYS also stair-stepping its way down, has broken a rising wedge here, and if it breaks underneath today's low of 30, we can see this rapidly fall to the first 28, then 25. Maybe even all the way get down to 23.40, 23.5 by the bottom of the channel. Red Robin Gourmet, after breaking here and snapping back, broke again and formed a wedge. It looks like it's about to fall apart. If it does, a test of 71 and then 64 are doable. UAIC, nice, beautiful downtrend, almost perfect textbook. Spike down coil, spike down flag, flag, and flag again, and now it's coming down again. The target's 40, all the way down mid-30s. And lastly is United Rentals, continuing to crack. After this big rising wedge broke and its bear flag there, we put a swing trade on it. It then rolled over hard from the wedge, and that's rolled over. Ultimate targets are about 50 or less. And that's it for tonight, everybody. Have a good evening.